So we're going to start right off with this dead out of the box Inspire 3. So this had ESC errors popping off right from the first turn on. Tried different batteries, tried restarting on off, with camera, without camera, with props on off, all the basic stuff. And this on this boot up sequence, you will notice the top right motor does not twitch, so that leads me to believe it's a dead motor out of the box. Maybe shipping or just manufacturing got some wires disconnected in there. ProCare was on this. It did not even have enough time to bind to it before it was not working, but DJI did honor this and they sent a new one within 3-day turnaround. So shipped it to Cali, got it back to Vegas. So this is the error list on the ESC errors, and we'll see how the new one does, the next new one. We have it all here, pretty much. Missing a couple of things. Missing a stand for this. That ended up going on back order. But that's the RTK kit. Under this is the Inspire case. We have the second remote, the DL18, 2 additional TB51s on top of the 3 that are in the case, 2 additional WB37s for the remotes on top of the 2 additional that are in the RTK kit, and then an additional an additional Pro SSD 1 terabyte along with the one that's in the kit. We can go through RTK later. We can unbox these all individually later too. Here we are on the case. Nice locks. All right, so there it is. Right off the bat, these are the lens and cameras. Here is camera. Here is lens case. Here's the OG style from the Inspire 2, so you can see the comparison. This is the lens case. And then we have the Zen Muse X9 8K Air. So that right off the bat looks massive compared to the X7. Pop open the X7 right next to it. There's your little size difference on it for sure. So the biggest thing, obviously these are not backwards compatible. That is a massively different top. All right, RC. This is very nice. Feels nice. Gonna be heavy. All the brackets come down to the body. Feels good. A little comparison to the OG of the Cendence. So you're obviously much wider. That comes in very handy right there with the compartment for the battery that you can charge the remote and supposedly never turn off. We're gonna see how this temperature does in Vegas for operating above 100 degrees. I believe this is rated to 120. So the Inspire 2 stuff was never rated over that. It was a much lower. Bunch of AC cables, all the cables. And then a USB-C to USB-A. And then a USB-C to USB-C high speed for the ProRes that's included with it. Excuse me, not ProRes. I keep saying that. It's the SSD that's included with it. You get 2 slots for additional ones. You get all the 6 TB50 batteries. They all need to be charged up with the charger. Charger's up top here. Definitely size is way more compact than the TB50s. This will absolutely be easier to deal with when we're doing like EcoFlow stuff in the back of a car or trailer or on the move. Feels way more stable. Very heavy. It's probably about the same weight as two of the old bricks with the circles for the TB50 charging stations. Got some straps. Everybody's doing this. Here we go. Here's some props. So props, these are just big ass Mavic props. And here's the size comparison to the i2. So very similar size, probably just a little bit bigger. This is the i2, this is the i3. And you can absolutely not, that just does not even work. So, yet more things of not being able to go backwards compatible. All the props, no things. There was a YouTube video that came out of somebody that wasn't taking their props off when they were closing the case, and apparently one got caught and immediately busted one of the motors. So it's probably highly recommended to take the props off. It takes 2 seconds. It takes 2 seconds to put these on. Same locking system as the Mavics, just way beefier. All the TB51s, 6 included. Per set, they're about 800 after tax now, which is I believe the TB50s were about 400 after tax. Strap for the remote. User manual. A whole bunch of packets. And a screwdriver. So I've seen some, this is pretty interesting that they included this, and it pulls out. So this is probably the majority of the Phillips head and Allen that are on the aircraft. Alright, so right away, I'm gonna lay it over. Very similar with the i2 to the i3. Very similar materials. Motors feel about to be the same size. And out of the box, there we go. The design on everything looks to be just updated, which is nice. It is much lighter. They did, on the design, they changed all of this up just a little bit. This has all been pretty sketchy to everybody, especially this nut right here on the Inspire 2. So on the 2, everybody knew, or if you didn't know, that this coupler right here, after raising and lowering in travel mode and landing mode on the ground over a course of time, if you did not pick up the legs, this would erode the coupler that's here. Now thankfully, it looks like this entire coupler had been redesigned. So it is still a separate piece on the 3, but the coupler has been completely redesigned to what looks like to be much more of a solid piece. What would happen is after the eroding of that thread, the arms could shift completely just on their own if this wasn't checked. One of the biggest fixes for this was to put electrical tape over the thread if the thread was wearing out, and then reinstall the coupler on. I'll learn a lesson from that and just pick it up when you're going from travel mode to landing mode. All right. Top for the SSD. Little FPV cam on the front. Looks to be very similar to the FPV cam. Side view. So we got nice space now on the back for some airflow, and then way more sensors. Way more sensors. You got your little computer port right there, USB-C. So thankfully, this new version comes with software for DJI Assistant 2 that is now Mac compatible, which was an issue with the Inspire 2 not being able to update from a Mac. So you always had to have a PC around. Alright, so this is the RTK unit, RTK2. This came in the box it's in right now. This was a horrible box design, so these stickers that say void just completely fall off in the heat. So these don't do anything. There were 3 straps that were around this that basically held this box together, and this is what it was shipped in. All the labels are on this side. It comes in from China, goes to Cali, and then came to me. This, fortunately though, is packed enough with the foam that it's not really that bad of a deal. You just got to make sure, like, if it's raining in your area, this box is going to get completely destroyed. Like, there's no way that this box will hold out water if your package gets wet at all. So just be aware of that. So here's the RTK head. Battery, single battery goes in. The length of this box is due to the pole. And then you have your basic tools. There's an Allen head in here. Once again, they are just sending out plugs for every country. So we got a US, America, and we got a couple other ones in here. The book. Let's move this on down. TB50 hub. No, excuse me. So WB37 battery hub with 2 battery chargers in it, or excuse me, 2 batteries. There is this is a USB-C 65 watt. This is the same one that comes in the Mavic 3, except nope, you do get a USB-A port in there as well. Get the, see if there's any cables. There's one USB A to C cable in this package. USB A to USB C. And then a dongle. So you get a USB-C to USB-A dongle. Apparently now they're going after Apple stuff. So this is a ProRes SSD, a secondary one. Comes with manual, USB-C to USB-C cable. Very similar to the Mavic, except the Mavic 3s are orange. There we go. We're going to do some speed tests with this later. The Inspire 2 SSD is very, very similar to these. Obviously, The interface has changed a little bit, but it's similar in size. It's like similar material. So we'll do some speed tests and see, because this Inspire 2, this Inspire 2 card on the USB-C Lightning card reader always had given me a max of a solid 2 3/4 gig a second. It was 2 3/4 to 2.5 gigs a second without fail every single time coming out of that. So this new one is only rated to be I think max 980 megs a second. So they did a really good job with this, but damn, these were expensive. This 480 was $1,200, and then they came out with almost a terabyte model. This was just a crazy thing to be into. Even though this was still almost $1,000 for the new one, it definitely came down in price. So, God, these are expensive. So 2 additional WB37 batteries on top of the additional ones that are in the RTK kit. I do have a couple of these from the old Cendence remote system. So we're gonna see how well these go and how hot swappable everything is. Supposedly we can go all day flying and just recycle these. We will see eventually in a test how fast these charge the remote control, and also if one of these batteries, what the ratio is from this battery to this, how much this battery will charge these batteries, if this is even an option to do that, or if, let's say, this battery is completely done, will it charge and run, will this battery charge this and run off this at once? This is all something I couldn't really find any information on yet. So there's the, man, their packaging is crazy. Always with this extra stuff. Pop it open, that's nice. We also have space for a 4G dongle in this. Just like the Cendence, these are always a little tight in the Cendence. Yep, same thing, just slides right in, pops right out. So 2 additional TB51s. These already went out of stock. I'm sure we're gonna have issues with that. So, but the charging hub itself has 8 positions. So if you're looking at getting more than 4 sets of batteries, you may be looking at getting an additional charger, which the power cable for this also already went out in stock at the time of this video. And here we go with some more boxes. Little manual. And there we are, another one. Alright, so these new TB51s on the back read 4,280 milliamp hour, 98.8 watt hour. I cannot see a manufacturing date. That we could probably see that in the menu. That would make sense. Two additional, so we will see how long 4 batteries gets us. Should be the same, about the same flight time as the Inspire 2. So, but the big difference is the cycling on how fast these can charge on the charger, and where. So if you travel, what's the cost difference is you could buy a 2,000 watt hour EcoFlow pack for basically the cost of 4 of these batteries. And then that EcoFlow pack, you with 2,000 watt hour minus some loss, you could charge a battery 20 times off that EcoFlow pack with some loss. The EcoFlow pack on the Inspire 2 has definitely been the way to go, even though we ended up buying 14 batteries for the Inspire 2. They just cycle through so quick. So we'll also see how fast these go through. Definitely notice that you cannot use these on the Inspire 2. And we'll see if all the Ronin 4D people are fucked as well on if they don't make an adapter. But you know, welcome to DJI ecosystem. 18 mil. We got the 18 mil coming up. So this is to replace the 16 mil off of the Inspire 2. So definitely much thicker. Here's the 18 versus the 16. That's definitely noticeable in size. Let's see if they fixed the issue of, yep, there you go. So it's bigger glass, obviously. Supposedly the 16 will fit onto the X9, but you're looking at a lot of vignetting, probably some distortion too. Thread millimeter is 55 on that, so they made it just like the old. You got your weight ring on there right now, and same setup as before. So that's your 18 and then your 16. That will only stay, that's going to stay on the X7. So now we are on to second remote, camera person remote for the 3. This was obviously not originally made for this. This Inspire 3 part right here is definitely a sticker. So this is probably one of the other ones from the M30, I believe. So we will open it up. It's should look exactly like that. All right. So there is, let's see what's in the box. These silicone packs, man, everywhere. You get a little screwdriver again, Phillips head, baby Phillips. A little user manual. Nothing else in that box. No cables, no nothing. So you were kind of on your own for the chargers, but we will see if these data cables from the SSDs actually charge on these as well. Hopefully these are rated for 65 watt. This bag is being a dick. Alright, so the second remote, this first remote with the Inspire, with the bracket on it. Also, the brackets are out of stock. So your camera op is going to be hand holding this for now until the brackets and the strap go back in stock. Pilot, camera, you can toggle back and forth between this button on the top. These will all sync to, so this is going to be synced. So that is it for this part. Just throwing that in there.